The woman knew clearly that in 2 minutes, the children in the ICU would die because of a power outage, but instead of speaking up, she leisurely waited for the 2 minutes to pass, and sure enough, when the power went out, she watched helplessly as the children died from the loss of their ventilators, because only in this way could she save herself. In her previous life, when the ICU suddenly lost power, the woman struggled to bring in a backup power supply and connected the children's machines, thinking she had saved all the children. But the next day, a group of parents stormed into the hospital, accusing the woman of killing their children. The woman was confused. She rushed to open the ICU door, only to find the children all dead in the emergency room. Before she could recover from the shock, her son came running and released a video of her abusing the children. The woman had no defense. She had worked so hard to save these children. How could she have been heartless enough to kill them? She tried to explain to the parents, but her son accused her again. The police had found her fingerprints on the main power switch and immediately confirmed that she was responsible for the children's deaths. The parents were furious and beat her mercilessly. Before she died, the woman still couldn't understand why her son, whom she had raised with so much effort, would harm her. If she could live again, she would make her son pay dearly for this. When she opened her eyes again, the woman found that she had truly been reborn. Just 2 minutes before the ICU power outage, before she could even react, the power went out. At that moment, her son ran over and urged her to bring in the backup power. The woman realized that in her previous life, she had listened to her son, moved all the power sources with great effort, only to have all the children die, and herself end up dead. This time, in order to avoid repeating the tragedy, she directly refused, lying that the backup power was too heavy, and she couldn't move it. No matter how her son begged, the woman remained unmoved. The next morning, her son spread the news of the ICU power outage, and the parents arrived anxiously. Her son took the opportunity to accuse the woman. He said that only she could open the ICU door. The parents, hearing this, began accusing the woman of being irresponsible and not watching over the patients in the ICU. Her son, instead of explaining the truth, boldly declared that if the woman ran away, he would do everything he could to find her. All of this was overheard by the woman. She couldn't understand why her once obedient son had turned into someone like this, but in order to avoid the tragedy of her previous life, she decided to go up and confront her son about stirring up trouble. However, her son claimed that he was entrusted by the hospital director to investigate the truth. At these words, the woman immediately refuted him, but helplessly. Her son stirred up the parents' anger and demanded that she open the door. The woman refused, saying that the ICU had backup power and there was no need to worry about the children's safety. But just as the parents were about to leave in frustration, her son stopped them. He accused the woman of being a habitual child abuser and was about to use the video as evidence. The woman realized that this video had caused her tragic death in her previous life. She explained that the video was AI generated, but the parents didn't believe her and insisted that she open the door to prove her innocence. In the end, the woman could not salvage the situation and opened the door. However, the moment the door opened, the same tragedy from her past life occurred again.